Hi all, welcome to the channel, welcome to the workshop. So, you joined me in the past. This is the week of Scale Model World up in Telford. Now, if you've been following along the channel, you will know that I've been doing a diorama as part of the Big Scale Diorama Contest from Agora Models. Now, it's done. It's all finished. All the parts are down here on the floor. It's all in bits at the moment because I've designed it so it will flat pack and go in the car nicely. You can see the wheels up here. Got the Aston on the bench. It is finished, I promise you. It doesn't look finished, I know, but for the diorama purpose, it is finished and done. I've got a box full of goodies, window dressing, etc. For all the auxiliaries of the diorama in the box. So everything at the minute is just coming together brilliantly. Now, this video will go out after Scale Model World. So if you've been to Scale Model World, you would have already seen this diorama, if I've got it there in one piece, hopefully. But as I say, this video will go out on the Monday after. And what I'm going to do now is show you basically the process of building this diorama. So I've got quite a lot of still images, which I'll probably just do a voiceover on. There is a little bit of video in there as well. And if you want to see some of the Aston being built, I did that on a few of the live streams. It'll all be part of the Agora Models diorama playlist, so check that out as well. And then you can see parts of the Aston being built as well. Also, you can see bits like this. Not printing, but certainly what they look like before they're prepped and painted. Also with the walls as well, which are all done. You'll be able to see how I've achieved that effect as well. So, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, remember, hit the like button below. But as I say, you're about to see images, videos, how all the walls have been created, etc. And a last bit of this video will probably be me doing this assembly mock-up here in the workshop, and then a video of it fully mocked up, and then the next video is going to be it set up in situ at Scale Model World. And you never know, might even see a winning diorama, but we shall see on the day. All right, so without further ado, let's get into it. Well, I've already built it, but let's get building.
Welcome to the workshop, tools in the light, screws and glue, they're holding it tight. Piece by piece, it's a builder's delight, making dreams in the still of the night. Let's get into it, let's get building now. Put it all together, I'll show you how. Screw by screw and a little glue too. Welcome to the workshop, it's waiting for you.
Right, so you probably all remember this from the very first video. This very small 1/36 scale mock-up with an old Aston Martin Corgi car. Then moved on to this larger scale with a bit of white card, get a bit of sense of scale of what it was going to turn out to be like. Got a couple of photos of that there. And then we've got this tool trolley or car trolley that I created. This is the first mock-up of it. And then a bit of digital engineering for the wheel as well. And then we have this brilliant laser etched piece of wood, which I've got some footage for you here. Seeing this machine in action is just absolutely mind-blowing. It looks absolutely brilliant. Really love watching this. I just wish I could have seen it in person, but luckily Mike's done all the video for me. But it just performs so well and is like amazing to watch. I love watching my laser cutter, but this is just on another level. It looks absolutely fantastic. Now, I've put quite a bit of this footage in just because I think it's absolutely mesmerising and I absolutely love it. So you'll see the cut of this. Obviously, this is the front wall. This is the big piece, the biggest piece of the whole build. And as you can see, even in Mike's laser cutter, it's starting to push the boundaries and the size that he is capable of doing. I can't remember the actual dimensions of that piece of wood, but I think it's something like 1000 by 800 or something like that. But look what quality it has done. It looks absolutely beautiful. And obviously I transformed that using a bit of paint and then a bit of filler as well, which you will see a little bit later on. And I did a little bit on the live streams. So again, go back and check some of the live streams. I'll probably try and link them in the description below. So check those out. I think this is actually just preparing for a live stream. So I've done a couple of thumbnails. But it's an amazing build to try and get it all done. Obviously, this is me doing a little bit of painting. So this is one of the panels, and I've got some red oxide primer, which is like the first base cut I'm doing. I haven't really primed the MDF bits, but obviously the idea is I want it to look matte anyway. I could have primed them, but it doesn't have to be really smooth, really nice. I wanted a bit of a rustic look. So that is primary primer, which is red oxide, I think it was. And this is a bit of terracotta spray to try and give it that nice brick look. So that's sort of what it started out as. I think this was actually only recorded a few hours before a live stream as well. This is one of the side panels, not the end panel. All the other panels got exactly the same treatment as this. So just a random spray of colour, red and terracotta. It looks very one colour there, but I assure you it does look a little bit mottled in real life. Right, this is the supports for the front wall and the side walls to be joined together, and you can see them here. Obviously I did paint those and glue them together originally. So that was one of the mock-ups. You got the wheels here, the left hand one, the right hand one. The left hand one is just printed and glued. The right hand one is also primed, ready for the next bit of stage. This is the finished trolley, pretty much, that the car sits on. Worked really well. And this is the effect I got with the brick and the filler. Nice close-up detail. And you can see some more here of it being knocked up. More mock-ups. So every 2 minutes I was mocking this up, but I'm going to hand back to myself, back in the workshop in just a second, and you'll see yet another mock-up. Oh, this is the workbench that I laser cut. Looked really good, and we've got odd job on the workbench as well. Problem with doing large scale dioramas. Now, diorama was in that space there, but I'm trying to tidy up the workshop, and therefore it being in the middle of the workshop doesn't really work. So I've now moved it to over there, and you might be able to work out that it's almost as complete as it's going to get. Got a couple of bits of painting to do, and I'll show you closer in a minute, but I just wanted to show you the chaos that ensues when doing a large scale diorama, because there's literally nowhere to move at the minute. These are failed roof panels, which was going to be a roof panel, but it doesn't work anymore. That gives you a bit of a clue of what I have done roof-wise. So let's go over here, and here we are. I'll show you from the top first. So this grey board is 900 by 1000 millimeters. So that is just shy of the meter by meter that I was given. The height of this is about 560 mil, so I'm well within my meter high. But there's quite a bit of painting already been done. So these wheels are all painted up, and I've weathered them a little bit. I think I might try and weather these up a little bit, make them a little bit more in keeping. Obviously, all the brickwork. If you didn't see the live stream, you would have seen how I've done that. If you haven't seen the live stream, go check it out. So we've got the engine out of the car at the minute, and the car is in there. But we need some lighting in here. I haven't done any electrics yet. But there's the car on its custom dolly, with the iconic grille in, as you saw in the movie. We have Odd Job's hat on top of Wayne's head. We've got a couple of M114s or something like that, I think, the Gatling guns that are used within the car. Now obviously, realistically, behind these headlights, you're not going to fit something that long, but that is technically the gun that it was used. So, sort of like, that's going to get painted a bit more, that black one. But as you can see, one's shorter than the other. So I'm sort of thinking maybe there'd be like a production line of where, okay, we want this in the car, make it happen. And I'm sure Q would come up with some sort of idea about shortening it and changing it, etc. We've got a bit of racking in the back there. That's going to have probably a couple of other bits on. It's currently got a box on there, I'm just about to see. I'm going to label that mines, because obviously this vehicle will have mines. So it's certainly getting there. Need to paint up these bits. I need to create a couple of little bit of railing actually that's going to go around here. And this is black acrylic to try and give it some depth. I'm going to put another black acrylic part in there. Same with over here. So hopefully it will look like, yeah, the illusion of a full wheel at least, because obviously it's going to look like it's carrying on into the darkness. That's my plan anyway. But that's where I'm at. And currently we're about 3 weeks away from Telford. So see what this looks like in 3 weeks if you're coming to Telford. Okay, a couple more images for you. So we've got the bulkhead light just before I fully painted it, just testing. This image was taken at 2 AM in the morning when I'd finished a Hobby Time Modelers stream with the engine and the car being finished. So that was a fun stream. The Ghetto Blaster from License to Kill, I believe it is. 3D printed parts and laser cut, as you can see. Absolutely fantastic. It looks really, really good in the diorama. Certainly an Easter egg I wanted to add in, so I like that one. The jetpack from Thunderball, again 3D designed and printed by me, and starting to dress up the diorama a little bit, but you're about to see me build the diorama as well. Right, as you can see, nice blank space down here. Use my phone, so hopefully you can see what I'm doing, and hopefully you can hear what I'm doing as well. But this space is going to become the diorama. This is the first sort of mock-up. As you can see, I've got the wheels sort of roughly placed at the minute, but I'll move those out of the way because I need to basically start from the back wall. Those two red parts that you can see there, they are actually glued to the base. I wasn't going to show you putting the base down, it's just literally a piece of wood. So that's down. Those are epoxy resins onto that base just to hold the back wall up. And yeah, these are not attached or anything like that. Nothing else is attached to this base. And you can see the roof there, got some side panels here, and got the wheels here. So I'm going to construct it and probably time lapse it a little bit, but you'll see how it goes together. Right, so there you can see the basic construction. Now just going to do the front section. Right, and there we have the bases of the diorama. Now, I will light it up and put all the bits inside, so you can see that as well. Right, so that's the majority of parts in there. Obviously, you can't see from this angle, so I will show you in a minute. But obviously, the star of the show is currently missing. So that's the next thing to go in. Right, so now we have the Aston in there. I'm going to grab my phone on the tripod and I'm going to take you inside. Right, so here we go, inside the diorama. So we've got the wheels, we've got the Aston, we've got the engine on a pallet. And I don't know how far I can actually take you in because I'm going to hit the Aston. But you can see over in the back, hopefully, we've got a nice tool chest there. We've got the Ghetto Blaster, we have the jetpack, we have a couple of weapons, we have Rosa Kleb's shoes, Odd Job's hat, and somewhere I do have the exploding pen for the golden eye. So there's a few more Easter eggs I'm going to be adding into this, which I just haven't done in this mock-up. But when you see it at Telford, they will all be there. So hopefully keep an eye out for it. Made it to Telford. It arrived in one piece and it survived no problem whatsoever. The flat packing worked absolutely brilliantly. You can see a couple of still images here. Feel free to pause it and see if you can find a few of the Easter eggs I've put in there. Absolutely fantastic. So happy that it managed to get there in one piece. Got a couple of bits of video here as well of it in the competition room. It looked absolutely fantastic. This was just after I'd set it up, but I have to say it looked really, really good in there, and it seemed to be getting quite a lot of attention when I went into the competition room. So I don't know how many places it's going to appear, on Scale Model World posts and things like that. I've already seen it has appeared in one newspaper, so really proud of that. But looks brilliant. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please remember to hit the like button below and give us a massive thumbs up. So it's been a bit of a whirlwind 8 months since that email landed in my inbox from Agora Models saying that I'd been selected as one of the 6 finalists for the Big Scale Diorama Contest. But it's been really enjoyable. Had a lot of fun with it. Bit stressful at times, but yeah, managed to do it. And it's been a real good journey. Now I have already put my idea in for this year's competition. Who knows, maybe I'll get picked again, but I doubt it. We'll just see whether they like the idea or not. If you have an idea for a big scale diorama contest, then head over to Agora Models website, check out all the models they have, read through the terms and conditions, and you never know, maybe you could pick a model, put an idea in, and maybe you'll be next at Scale Model World displaying one of your massive dioramas. So yeah, do check those out below. I'll put the links in the description. I do have a few thank yous because I couldn't have done this whole diorama just by myself. I had a little bit of help along the way. So first thank you goes to Agora Models, obviously. Without them, obviously, wouldn't have a brilliant model like this. And obviously, they selected me to be part of this big scale diorama. So thank you very much, Agora Models. I will take it from the Spectre edition that I've got here to the No Time to Die edition. So watch out on the channel for that. I'll build that up on the channel box by box. Some boxes are going to be fuller than others, depending on what I needed to build for the diorama. So do keep an eye on the channel for that. Obviously, hit the subscribe button, ding the bell for notifications. That way you won't miss out on those future videos, and it is free. The next thank you goes to Wayne Green and Ian Campbell collectively. Without them, I probably wouldn't have the Uniformation GK2. That's the same one that Wayne reviewed on his channel, upgraded to a 12K screen, and then he gave it to Ian Campbell. And then as part of the partware upgrade sort of shut down, he then got rid of a load of things and sold on a few bits and pieces, one of which was the GK2. So I managed to purchase that. Once I'd done that, it then winged its way back to Wayne, where he held on to it until such point as I collected it. So thank you both for that. It's been working solidly ever since I picked it up and got it back to the workshop, just doing loads of bits for the diorama. So again, thank you very much. Next thank you goes to Chris Hurst. Some of you know him as Fangdoc, and he printed the massive wheels at the front of the diorama. They looked absolutely fantastic. I could have probably done it on my little Ender 3, but in about 8 bits. Chris managed to do it in 2 halves. So he split it right down the middle, and they just glued together. And minimal sanding, minimal painting, and they looked absolutely fantastic. So thank you very much, Chris, for doing that. Next up is Mike Lane. So everyone knows Mike. He done an absolutely fantastic job. I asked whether I could use his laser beast to be able to cut the panels, because my laser cutter would not have done it in the same scale, or would have done it in the same scale, but not in one piece. Whereas Mike's, as you saw, does it in one piece. You saw in the video, and you could see how big the panels were compared to his laser beast. There was no way I was fitting it in my little laser cutter. So again, thank you very much, Mike, for that. There's a few thank yous for Mike, really, because as well as that, I managed to grab a 1/8 scale snap-on tool trolley from Mike's desk, sort of borrowed it for the diorama. It looked absolutely fantastic in the background of the diorama, so you would have seen that. So that's obviously gone back to Mike. But if you want your own little tool trolley or toolbox for a diorama, Mike will be doing those. You would have seen them at the front of the diorama. There's a little tool trolley with an M134 machine gun in it, and the little toolbox as well that I'd put on top of the car. And with that comes with a few die-cast tools as well. So do check that out. I don't believe it's on his website at the moment, but they will be coming soon, I'm sure of it. The last thing for Mike Lane is when I was chatting to him up at Scale Model World, we were stood in front of the diorama, he asked whether I had anywhere to display it. Now, really, I don't have anywhere to display it in here. It would be great if I could. However, what would probably be the reality is it would get flat packed, stuffed to a corner, and probably forgotten about, and potentially even damaged, if not thrown away. But once I said that to Mike, he actually asked whether he could have it. So Mike is now the custodian of the diorama. It's going to be put like a little case over it, I think he's going to do. He's got his Aston Martin in there at the minute, so it's absolutely brilliant that it lives on in Mike's workshop now. So again, thank you very much, Mike, for that. One last thank you is probably the biggest one, because without the time to create this diorama and the time to be able to go up to Telford and show it off, etc., just wouldn't have been able to do it. I wouldn't have been able to commit to it. So biggest thanks goes to my wife, Rach, who basically has looked after the kids, cooked dinners, taken kids to parties, taken kids away, listened to me rabbit on for hours with diorama ideas, all sorts of things. So yeah, the list is endless, how Rach has helped me do this diorama. So thank you very much, Rach. Couldn't have done it without you. So that is the list of thank yous. So it was very much a collective effort to get this diorama done from a simple idea that I posed to Agora models. But that is it. So thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.